Your Excellencies, distinguished gentlemen, I was a bit impatient because I don't want to go home. We are taking a lot of time for those who are traveling back to either Abuja, Kano, Kaduna, or Soweto. But let me start by thanking everybody for coming. I'm going to make the correction identified by my Lord Bishop Kuka. We talk about the story of Nurse and Nance. And he wanted them to carry me for 2 reasons. The first one is that I was so determined that I should be changed. Because if there was no change, I would be finished back. You can say, one day, Asiwaju got angry with me. He was very angry. I went to his house with El-Rufai. And I said, I met that with him. I said, Asiwaju, please don't do this. If we lose, I'm finished. Please, let's not allow us to disagree. Let's win first, then disagreement can come. Because for me, it was a matter of life. And I'll tell you why it's like that. The federal government has sent out signals that if they won, nobody should let me leave Nigeria from any airport. Today, they have given me back my diplomatic passport today. I had lost my passport in Ghana, green and red. And I applied to the High Commissioner that, listen, I lost my passport in Ghana and I need to go back to Nigeria. Give me travel certificate. Man was kind to give me about 8 p.m. so we left. By the next morning, he was giving a training for giving me travel certificate. I'm in Nigeria, and the time the travel certificate, anywhere I need my passport and there's an embassy. That High Commissioner was issued a training for giving me travel certificate. Now, I then applied for passport. They will give me only the green one, they used to give me red. Today they are giving me back the red one. I said, how can you give me red one? 2 weeks to go now. But I'll keep it in case I see the red one. So I knew that I was going to be in trouble. So anything that would cause that change not to take place, I was ready to make that sacrifice. And I want to thank everybody. If Asiwaju sees what I will do, I say to him, I told him that it is not how much you make for the system. It's not important. Not that's why that is wrong. Now what will be important is the fact that we'll be reading the history of the first civilian coup in Nigeria. So it's not whether he's president or vice president or anything or the anything. But that's what will be important to be his children and grandchildren reading the history book of Nigeria. With his name enshrined as one of those who led that revolution because the common sense revolution. And there are so many Yoruba persons who tried it and were not successful. They paid the supreme price. Not people as a leader, that is not successful. So that is what he should count for and not that. And I'm happy today that he's very proud to say I am part of that process and he really doesn't that process. I told him even before the election, asked him. I went to his house, we sat down and said, let us focus on victory, not on anything. As my leader, lead this revolution. I remember the day we were to go for APC convention and there was so much intrigue. The intrigue, there are too many. No election, no convention. I want to be if we don't go out there for convention, we'll be finished. The press will say APC can't come together. My leader did also convention camp. We are going there now, there must be a convention, there must be an election. When he talked to me, I actually was among those who are thinking that, can we manage this convention? Let's do non-elective convention and that. I said, you'll be successful. Lead us now. Go and call the market to let's go. He said, he talked to me and said, go and go for today, let's go. And truly, by 8 p.m. convention started. So I will start by thanking my wife. I told you, it was more than a time yesterday. When I finished talking about my wife, I said, my wife will never believe what I told you. And I will repeat it. I will do what I told you in the interview. I said to her, my wife is the only woman who will see me on the shelf and marry me. The other woman will pass. And she said, what do you mean? She said, what do you mean? I said, she's the only person who can manage me. And she said, what do you mean by this? The only person can manage me. I said, if I go out and I want to shout, there's no person can shout, or who do you do? Who is that person? I will shout back at you. So you come and my wife, anybody I want to shout. And then she will give me here, you can shout as much as you want. Then you say, my wife, I'm tired, I want to sleep, and she will let you sleep. So let me thank her, because for me, she suffered the most. My children have not suffered as much as my wife has suffered. In fact, one day I had to report her to El-Rufai, and that was the day she said, okay, I have donated my husband to you. The reason for that was she was so angry with me, no attention, when she sees you and all that, she complained and said she's no longer interested. I knew she was joking. And he asked me why that she was joking. We are both Catholic, right? In the Catholic Church, both of us. So I knew whether I'm bad, the worst husband or not, she's bound to carry with me. So I wasn't worried about the box, but I was worried that she was not happy that period, and I reported to her. And then she confessed that she's ready to allow this process to come to an end. All right, I thank you for your support. Let me thank Prof. Maybe let me make this confession publicly. I have made this confession to a few persons. I say, watch me. I never carried the bag of the president before. Not anyway, not even at the airport. I carried Prof's bag. And I said, why I carried Prof's bag? It's not his age alone. After presidents are older than the president of Africa. Don't see this president. The reason why I carried Prof's bag anywhere as a governor, even at the airport, is that he inspires you. He inspires you with brilliance and knowledge, and merely to the point of worship. There are words that he coins and forbids. One of them, all of you are using them now. All of you are using one of them. One of them is Jibo Tamas. Is there any more than that traditionally? Is there any more than that? But you see that bubbles and everybody's using it now. I'm sure Prof was describing the female hippopotamus. And Prof was saying that you can take the hippopotamus, you can take the hippopotamus out of delta, right? But you can't take the delta out of the hippopotamus. I hope on that inspiration, Prof fights on my behalf, whether I am wrong or right. What is it? His life is in danger, better speak before they kill him. You say, don't tell me you are me and watching. Then I have to see the dad today. He said, what was the fight about? And I say, well, this book is just to save your life first. So, bro, let me thank you for standing by me. And that's helped me a lot. Because one day I asked you, I said, you need to protest against the system. And we need you to lead it. You say, at this old age. And that reminded me, why are young men? At 81, we are still pushing you and dragging you. You are still at directing place and all that. What are those who should have taken over from you? Somebody wants to know that, Prof, that when we're in the university, when that's why I say Magnus and Chief Intelligence have done more research. And that's why I say they got it from. When we were in the university, I contested for Nancy presidency, not in public. We used to have what we call Marxist movement of Nigeria. You go and run primary there. If you win there, then all the Marxist organizations will come behind you and announce the election. You must win the last election. Because you will reach sure you win the last election. When we got to the meeting was supposed to be in Kano. And then that was my first time in Kano and I missed my way at night. Because when we finished, we said it was wrong before the federal government knows that we met. So each person was to leave on the school. The cells met. And I was run against the Maris and so the man became last president. And we met somewhere in Kano. And then the debate was between the person of Port Harcourt and the person of Nigeria and Suka. Who should take the secretary? They felt that the population in the port was not high enough to protect the secretary as at that time against the Babalola. I think what we understand. And therefore, it was important to give it to the person of Nigeria and Suka. And I was directed to step down. I stepped down. That's how the last one came. But I was not national president, not his National Union of River State students. So I never contested on the floor of NAS. But the universities organizations had a primary, and then they asked us to ask the public spectrum. Now, those days, we used to meet with even Asue and others. People didn't know how the crisis of Natasha with Babalola was managed. Just the rumor of that, how many millions of dollars were stolen, we were on the street. Now, and then we hear that $20 billion is missing. And they are meeting with the president. I said, the next thing we hear, listen, we get information missing $20 billion. And the CBN governor has spoken. It is not a rumor from Amaechi. You don't know that. And they are meeting with the president, not even to ask him about $1 billion, but about the welfare of the next members. It wasn't like that before. When Jega was also president, it wasn't. Students will hear $20 billion missing. Students will hear governor say, we attended a meeting with the president, and it was confirmed that $2.3 trillion, the 2.3 trillion naira was stolen in the name of oil something. And you see somebody come with the cover of that. And the last president, that's my SA political. SA. Who are you to do that? Who are you to do that? If you not closer to government, then you lose election. You have to distance yourself from government. But those were the days that you had revolution at three people, or people with three. Now I think the problem is the quality of education that we now have. What I am now, after God, I give credit to the best of our God, and to a great extent to the because it was then the only Marxist in our environment. And then we buy all that, we read not only literature books, we read economic books. You need to know what Marxism is about, that nobody will displace you outside. I remember one day that he had to give a seminar. There used to be monthly seminar in the university between lecturers. And one day he was speaking, and one professor confronted him on the ideas of Marxism. In his reply, he said, where are my students? This question I can't answer. My students should be able to answer this question. And then he told them, he said, listen. The problem with you conservatives is that we read your books and read our own. You don't read our own. So when I became a governor, I visited his house, and that was like a mansion. And I said, sir, is this your house? He said, yes. I said, sir, can't this you have changed? He said, yes, I forgot the house, sir. But I thank him for allowing me to study all the books he asked us to study, and that has eventually made me what I am and form the opinions that I have about society. I'm not a stubborn man. If you have a better opinion, I will succumb immediately. A stubborn man is a man who does not agree with that opinion. I'm not stubborn. A bit principle. And you know, not that few Nigerians like the word principle. They believe that if the president says you should not speak, then you should not speak. No, I'll ask you, why should I speak? The law says I can speak. The limits I cannot speak is if the elders are speaking. And they say, shut your mouth. What will I do? Shut my mouth. But if we are in government, not party meeting where elders are, if it is government versus government, River State government versus federal president. You know why? Because at that point, whether I'm 20, I'm representing River State government. If I continue to shut my mouth, we will change River State. You agree? Yeah. Now, I'll give you an example. I went to a meeting with my cousins yesterday. And we were calling at that meeting. I got up and I was calling. You shut them out and sit down there. I sat down like somebody pushed that. And I never spoke again at that meeting. The meeting was over. So I still want to say that I'm not stubborn. I just like to know that let's know the rules and keep to the rules. Once we keep to the rules, I will abide by the rules and I will not deviate from it. So let me again thank the party. Chairman, you have been a wonderful chairman. You and others led us to this victory. One day, Syrians will document this victory, and you see your names. There are two persons I admire a lot in terms of their fatherly behavior. One is Chief Deji Adeyanju. The other is not particularly my friend, and you'll be surprised that I say this every day. The Chief of Staff to the Ambassador. I'm not feeling. That's another person who acts and behaves like a father. If you want to cry, please go to either Chief Deji Adeyanju or go to Mohammed's house. You will cry enough and they will be able to beat you like a son. After Prof and his wife, Prof has very good taste for wine. There are few persons who can tell me to stop, whether they are wrong or right, I will stop. One of them is Professor Olusegun. She told the girl today that she can nearly go there, but she must also take Prof's position. That is, Prof will never tell you to stop if he thinks what you do is right. So if he tells me to stop, it means that I'm not seeing you well, I will stop. The next person is Justice Khaledi White. He will never call you to say stop, except he thinks it's necessary to stop. He will call you to say, I think you're right, and I think you should proceed. So if you call me on the phone and say stop, I will not ask advice about stop. And I think Bishop has said, I think I was invited into the River State to see for himself. We were working so well and people began to say you were taking too much. It was common story in fact. Ask. People have suddenly forgotten that when 3 years ago we started a fight. So because we started a fight, a lot of things stopped. And we started a fight because we needed to survive. River State was going down. We were taking our oil well up to our bottom. Up to our bottom, what is the village in River State? And the reason why we were taking our oil well was because Bayelsa produced the president of the Federal Republic. And I said, no. If we don't fight this fight now, then the oil well, they may take the one in my village. So I allowed the family chiefs to protest in Abuja. And that shook the president and he left the remaining oil well. But they still took Soku. To show you that serious, the president appointed a Bayelsa son who is their Surveyor General last week as the Surveyor General of the nation. And we have the case against Bayelsa. How can the Surveyor General of Bayelsa, who is now appointed as Surveyor General of the nation, be the person to demarcate the boundary? When the federal government has admitted that they made a mistake in the boundary to correct it, how can that happen? Another person that gave me inspiration is Alabo Douglas. Honestly, I thought Alabo would be with the president. But when he told me, my son, this is about River State, and I will stand by you, let the wars happen. I thank you for standing by me, and you told us, don't let us defeat us until they will not defeat us. Unfortunately, he stole the results. We're watching. We hope that the court will give us justice. So, I'm not a prophet, but I hope that one day you'll be the governor of that thing. The reason why I say that is when people will appreciate you. They need to know you. One I told you 2 or 3 days ago is you need to come home so that you don't become a governor from Lagos. But you need to come home. It is when you deal with people more that they know who you are. That's when you do that.